Who are these mystical, evolutionary, revolutionary, mysterious people called the Rastafari? When most people around the world hear of the name Rasta, three things immediately comes to mind. Bob Marley, Jamaica, herb, ganja, weed. The truth is that the people that call themselves Rastafari still remains a mystery to even the people of the island of Jamaica that they evolved from. They're a combination of the ways of the Caribbean seas and the roots deep into the fallopian tubes of Africa. They are a phenomena. They were once an anomaly, meaning an object that is indistinguishable in the distance, but slowly makes its way into sight. Africa, Afrocentricity, Pan-Africanism, and black love. These were the foundation stones of this movement called Rastafari. They were ridiculed and called dirty, vagabond, thief, criminal, black art man, good for nothing, and an array of insults and defamation. Slowly their true purpose of saviors of the African culture and continuity were being recognized through musical and lyrical revolution. They began to chart a path of spiritual resurrection and mental insurrection across the globe. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourselves can free your mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing redemption songs? Because all we ever had were these songs of freedom. As there's no real date for the origin of men, neither can we specifically date the origin of the Rasta man. As the Rastas themselves say, the first being that ever was called man was a Rasta man. As His Majesty says, wherever water touches land, you will find Ethiopians there. By their teachings derived from their King Kedamawi Haile Selassie, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Prince Emmanuel VII, their holy priest, and many more great Pan-Africanists, they began a transformation of the outlook of the average Negro by telling them that they were much more than that they were kings and queens robbed of bullions of gold and diamonds in Africa and forced and brainwashed into slave-mindedness. That they were royalty of Ethiopia, stolen from their motherland and sent beyond the Caribbean Sea. They had many transformations and metamorphoses. They had to evolve with the society while remaining detached from the society. These beings called the Rastafari exemplify freedom of thought and choice. They choose collectively, as the bees in the hive do, to pour the royal jelly of anointing upon His Majesty Garmawe Kedamawe Haile Selassie and the Empress Georgius Menin. They chose to deify and immortalize an African king and queen as their supreme godhead. This freedom, which all other nations besides the colonized ones practice, is the root of this choice. And though the Rastafari might face resentment by some of society for their usage of marijuana as their holy sacrament, still they continue to prove year after year, decade after decade, that they're vastly intelligent and as vastly important to the cultural life in Jamaica and the world as the bees to the ecological systems of Earth. We, who are these Rastafari people, we find from so many nationalities, all claiming our origin from the roots in Africa. This Rastafari movement is based upon truth and love, And if you love truth, you will love. They hold up that powerful African fist and say, equal rights and justice before peace. These Rastafari people, puzzling the world like the designs of the pyramids, earthly and celestial at the same time, speaking in the future as the present, of technology eons to come while living as the most ancient ones. When the Rasta spoke of idle baths from the rain instead of the chlorine-filled pipe water, he was called a madman. When the Rasta says eat of no dead animals and chemicals and to be an organic vegetarian, he was called a rabbit and paranoid. When he said that processed salt, GMO foods, and processed sugar would kill you, he was again considered a killjoy and a wet bag of the party. Today, the words and lifestyles of these prophetic people are the present reality that the society must face. Solar power, organic foods, and water purification is the only thing that is on the agenda of society today. They are years behind. The stone that the builders refuse has now become the head cornerstone. Rastafari. Selassie.